first cameo from Sam the Tech.
Sam the Tech Man. And now we do our... There we go. That one was juicy. I really liked the sound of that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Touching your mic.
You
can pull it closer to you.
Yeah, because I was so quiet the first episode. All right. Hello and welcome to Misfits on Vinyl. My name is Spencer Streichert. I'm an actor, comedian, one of your hosts.
I am Aaron.
Aaron is also an actor?
No, we talked about this. I'm not anymore.
Okay.
But I'm a podcast host.
Were you or were you not in Wrath of Twire, directed by Sam the Tech Man?
Yeah,
I didn't direct it.
in 2016.
Okay, and were you or were you not in Dr. Face 2, Time to Face Justice?
Yeah, also in 2016.
Actor.
I like to put it on the record. Savian Sills directed Wrath of Twire.
Savian Sills.
Savian
Shout out to
Sills.
Savian.
Shout out to Savian. We actually we're just talking about Savian.
Were we?
Before the podcast started, yeah.
Talking mad shit.
No.
No.
All right, we should probably talk about what beer we're drinking today.
Ooh.
So this is the Gloaming.
The glowing black pilsner from, of course, Cabin Brewery.
The official brewery of
I don't know if it's
Misfits on
I don't know
Vinyl.
if it's official, but this is brewed, of course, by Sam the Tech Man. He
Yeah.
said this is one of the beers that are almost fully one of his recipes, which is cool. Sam's been there for I don't know how long now, Sam, but a good amount of time, and you've been working your way up. And I've been enjoying drinking the fruits of your labor. So
I
let's
also
go.
enjoy drinking the fruits of his labor.
Ooh, this is definitely dark.
Yeah, this is very dark. I like a good dark beer. I think we've established that I like dark beers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Guinness boy. I like a good brown or an amber ale too.
I can't say I've had a black pilsner before, so
I've had a few of them, mostly German beers, surprisingly. There's a really good one that Far does.
oh yeah, I've had that actually.
Yeah. I really like that one. Speaking of breweries, I gotta promote this coming weekend. I'm gonna be at Confluence Distilling on the 21st with Connor Christmas headlining, and on the 23rd I'm at Born Brewing with Dale Ward headlining.
Nice.
So I got a nice couple of dates, and I got some more dates actually coming up. I'm gonna be on the road a bit in November and December.
My boy is traveling.
I'm fucking traveling.
Cheers.
Let's cheers. We got to get this one crisp. There we go.
Ooh.
I love the sound of that. Yeah, I'm going to be going to Peace River.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm doing a weekend up there with Connor Christmas. And then I don't know when. I'm doing Lethbridge at some point in either December or January. Exotic. I'm doing 2 dates in Saskatchewan as well. Also exotic.
Nice.
Yeah, really taking off the career.
You're heading to the Windy City. No, not Chicago.
Not Chicago.
Lethbridge.
Lethbridge, Alberta. The home of Mormons and sadness.
I guess so, yeah. I can't say I've ever been to Lethbridge. I'd have to think about it.
It's honestly I will say what I like about Lethbridge is the comedy club there is great.
Nice.
Good Times Comedy Club. Shout out to them. They're really supportive of the scene. There's 4 owners that are all equal parts owners in it.
I got that, yeah.
Yeah, that's I guess what 4 would mean.
Most cases, yeah.
Most cases. But they're really good. They run a really good club, and the audience is super fucking fun. Honestly, really good crowds down there.
Nice.
Speaking of crowds, though, I have a little story to tell you from a
Right,
show
this
that
is
happened
fresh for me. I haven't
week.
heard this yet.
So, every week I host comedy at the Tea House, and so it's usually pretty good crowd, right? It's usually an audience of people that are in their mid 30s, like early to mid 30s is kind of the demographic. Usually a little bit more classy, we'll put it like that, right? Nice hipster crowd though.
Pinky ups type people.
Pinky
right?
ups type
Yeah,
people.
I gotcha.
But people that want to have a good time and they're having fun, right? So, there's one table. I'm standing by the door, and these 3 people walk in. It's 2 blonde girls and this guy. I don't know what their dynamic is in their relationship, but as they're walking in, I was like, "Oh, you should go sit over there, closer to the front," because I want it to fill out from the front to the back, right? Then this girl goes, "Okay, but don't pick on me," and I was like, okay. And in my mind, I'm like, I definitely want to pick on you.
Yeah, I'm
now.
going
like,
to now. It's
is-
almost an invitation.
It's almost
right?
an
Yeah.
invitation too. She walks away, and then her friend's like, "No, seriously, don't pick on her. She's having a really rough time right now." And I was like, "Okay, I might pick on you then." Like, I'm like, I don't know why you're telling me this. Then I get on stage, and they're the worst fucking audience members I've ever experienced in my life. They would not shut the fuck up the whole time. They weren't saying anything that I could go off of either. They were just like talking at their table to each other. And they're like right at the front. And so I a couple of times was like, "Hey, like, you want to tell us what you're talking about?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, then don't talk." Like, that's pretty fucking fair. So anyways, I had 2 headliners on the show, though. I had co-headliners, and Michaela Chung from Vancouver gets on stage. And this girls are talking again. And Michaela goes, "Hey, what are you guys talking about?" And the one girl goes, "Oh, she just puked on herself." And she literally just fucking, this girl just launched on her fucking shirt. Like, she's sitting front row, just on herself. But it was like one of those, like, baby fucking burp pukes where, like, it's just dribble.
Like, most people will be able to, like, swallow it back down.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we've all been there.
Like,
right?
she
You
should
fucking
have-
puke in your mouth and
She
you got
should have kept it in.
held it down. Yeah.
Yeah. She should have kept it in, just like all of the words that were coming out of her mouth. So then Michaela's like talking to them. They fuck off. Like, these 2 girls just fuck off and leave. I'm standing by the door, and the guy comes up to me, and as he's leaving, he's just like, "Hey," and like gives me the weakest fist bump ever. And you can just tell that this happens to him so often. And like, the best part about it, though, Siobhan was coming into the venue right at that point, and those girls were walking up the stairs, and they were like, "Yeah, I just wish that, like, they had said things that were funny." And I'm like, maybe if you could have heard what we were fucking saying instead of talking the whole time, you would have heard something funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never had an audience member puke on themselves before.
Does that happen when you, like, walked out, or no? No, just kidding.
It was when I opened my mouth. I was
yeah.
like, ah.
Like you said, I'm theater handsome.
I'm theater handsome.
Not so much in the front row. The back, I look great.
Back, I look phenomenal. So this is why I love that the camera is that far away.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
We got the wide lens, and Sam has zoomed out as far as possible. It actually, does us a lot of favors.
I wonder if anybody is going to comment and tell us how good we look.
I was gonna say, they say the camera adds 10 pounds, but in our case, I think it adds about 100. So really, we're really, really skinny guys.
You have no idea how shredded we are.
Yeah, I'm huge. Like,
I'm fucking,
like this way, not this
I'm
way.
yoked.
Yeah. Anyways, I have a story for you too. So I was driving over. Of course, I was late. We were all late today.
Yeah, everyone was late.
Everyone's super
I
fucking
live
late.
here and I was late.
Yeah, I know. Everyone was fucking late today, like by a good half an hour. But I was driving, and this guy was riding his motorcycle, and he had a giant, like, hiker's backpack on. I don't know how many liters. It's so weird they measure backpack in liters. You ever know that? It's like, this backpack's 45 liters. Like, oh, thank God. I know I can hoard 45 liters of water in this fucking backpack. Anyways, he's got this giant fucking hiker's backpack on his back, driving his motorcycle, and he's standing up because he can't sit down. So he was like ripping on Crowchild, fucking standing up on his
What the
motorcycle,
fuck?
like weaving through traffic. Yeah, man, it was honestly kind of impressive. But
I hate when motorcyclists weave through traffic. It scares me
when they
so
when they
much.
lane share, or whatever,
Oh.
when they split the lane split. It drives me crazy.
I hate that.
It's legal in some places, like California. It's legal to lane split. I think you can drive in between the
One of
lanes.
the few places where it is illegal.
Yeah. Oh, Sam just chimed in.
Yeah.
He said it's illegal here, which we knew, but we're one of few places.
One of few places.
like rats. Rats are illegal here too.
Yeah, for people that don't know, rats are actually non-existent in Alberta.
Yeah.
There is actually a rat patrol that kills rats at the borders.
I was listening to the CBC the other day, and somebody did a documentary about it. Yeah, about how the rat patrol and how they rarely see anything. Like they get paid money to basically look for nothing because there's none here.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I think, like, also it's funny that there's so many of, like, them set up along the province and, like, the borders, because there's, like, some on the Montana border, Idaho border.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Well, we had more rats in our alleyway in Toronto than there's in the whole province of Alberta. Holy fuck! I remember one time I saw that huge fucking rat. Man, it was
the
like at
first
least
time I
like
saw a rat scared me.
it was like bigger than my cat. I swear to God, like it was massive. And then the raccoons on top of that too.
Dude, trash pandas were the worst. Fucking, okay. I just want to say one more thing about raccoons before we get into it. So when I first moved in, I went to go have a smoke on the fire escape at our old place, and there was a raccoon that was like in the garbage can, but I didn't know how big it was. I just saw its tail hanging out, so I fucking took a broomstick and hit it, and this raccoon was huge, and it came out of the garbage can and just hissed at me, so I kept pushing it with the stick until it fell off of the fire escape into a pile of snow, and then it just looked up at me and went, and then waddled down the alley.
You remember when I smacked the one on the roof? We were outside, like, I don't know if we were hacking darts or smoking a joint, whatever we were doing. We were outside on the fire escape, and one came over the roof, and like it must have been a rabbit or something, because it was like still light out, and it was hissing at us. So I got up on a chair and I smacked it with the broomstick a couple times. It just scurried away up on the roof. Man, one thing I found weird about raccoons, like people that have never seen them, or like I guess we don't have a ton here in the city, but they sound like they're doing like echolocation when they're like the shit they the way they sound at night. It's like echolocation. They make these weird squeaky noises and shit. Yeah, I don't know if that's accurate, but they make like weird noises and shit.
That's a raccoon.
Yeah. Anyways, for people that know, they know that's not what it sounds like. But they make fucking crazy noises.
No, you know what a raccoon sounds like?
I don't think it sounds like that either, Spencer.
I think that's what a raccoon sounds like.
I have to brush up on my raccoon noises. But... Keep trying. Okay, that's an owl. That's an owl.
Moo.
You know what? That's the closest you were today.
All right, we should probably get into what album we're talking about.
Yeah, what album are we
today.
doing? Oh, also, I like your dinosaur socks.
Oh yeah, so I have dinosaurs on rollerblades, and then I have sharks. Because I
Nice.
like sharks and dinosaurs.
I like the dinosaur on rollerblades. Those are pretty.
I got
pretty
those from the
sweet.
Philip J. Curry Dinosaur Museum in northern Alberta.
Oh, northern Alberta.
Northern Alberta. I went and did a field piece on it for Alberta Picnic,
Nice.
my TELUS Optic television show, which you should definitely watch if you want to be bored for 2 hours.
Good plug. I like that plug. Anyways,
all right. So
the album today.
this is very exciting. It's our technically our first rap album.
Technically, yeah.
Technically.
We have a lost episode.
We have a lost episode, which
may be released at some point in time, but
yeah,
we'll see.
We should probably tell people it actually has been a week since we recorded our last episode because we got too drunk last week and we couldn't record our second episode.
We got halfway through an episode and we both said, "Fuck it, I'm done." And
Yeah.
we stood up and left.
We stood up and left. There was no recovering it. There was nothing. So this week, the album that we are doing is Tyler, the Creator's Scumfuck Flower Boy. This is a great album.
It is a great album. Also known as just Flower Boy, but the Scumfuck Flower Boy is the OG title. Awesome album.
Phenomenal.
I'm super glad we're doing this one today. I love Tyler, the Creator's stuff, but I lean more towards his more recent stuff. So this is right in my wheelhouse. This is kind of when I first started really getting into his music. This was like 2017. I guess it was first year university. I started really listening to his stuff.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm super familiar at the time. I mean, I've gone back and listened to his other stuff, but this is more in my wheelhouse of the type of hip hop I like to listen to, and the type of music from him I like to listen to. So
Yeah, well, what I think is really funny is I had not heard this album before this week.
Fresh
It's
listen.
very fresh. I really enjoyed it. I used to listen to Tyler, the Creator a lot when I was in high school. I used to listen to, like, Goblin, when that album came out. I listened to Odd Future quite a bit, the hip-hop collective he was in. And, like, I was a big fan of Loiter Squad back when that was on television. And Yonkers, his fucking crazy album. I'm a fucking walking paradox. No, I'm not. 3'6" like a fucking triceratops.
Threesome with the fucking triceratops.
Threesome?
Yeah, I think that's what he says.
I thought it was 3'6".
Did he say threesome or 3'6", Sam?
I think it's threesome.
Yeah, I think it's
Threesome?
threesome. Yeah.
Fuck, okay.
Which would also is like, now that you think about it, that's a pretty interesting visual.
Yeah. Well, I remember he eats a bug in that. And
He
then
does. He
pukes.
certainly eats a cockroach. He lets it crawl all over him, and it goes in his mouth.
Which I don't know if he actually ate one in that album or that video or not.
I highly doubt it, but you never know.
You never know. He could have. He's fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's got. Also, if you ever get a chance to, if you guys watch Nardwuar on YouTube, I recommend watching any of his stuff with Tyler the Creator. It's fucking awesome. It's so awesome. Him and Nardwuar get along really well. They have this weird chemistry, and it works really well. So I recommend. He's got 3 or 4 interviews with Tyler the Creator. They're all fucking hilarious. I'd give him a watch if I were you.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I wish I had checked that out before this.
Yeah, like the one thing he's like, you put it. I was reading the notes, spoiler on the episode, but you mentioned his mom's like half Canadian, and there's a great reaction when Nardwuar drops that fact on Tyler. He's like, "Wait, how you know that?" He like goes fucking crazy. And just watch Nardwuar in general. Like some of the episodes, the one where Little Uzi Vert goes running away is so funny. I don't know if you listened to Little Uzi Vert.
No, I haven't yet.
In one of his songs, Futsal Shuffle 2020, he samples a bunch of his interview with Nardwuar as well in it. He's got the doot 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 at the end of the track. It's fucking really good.
That's fucking brilliant. I love that. Okay, so Flower Boy.
Yes.
Tyler the Creator's 4th studio album. It's a hip hop, jazz rap, neo soul album.
Yes.
It's really cool. I honestly really dug it. It reminded me a lot of like it reminded me a lot of like Kid Cudi, like early Kid Cudi, which I was a huge fan of. Man on the Moon was like my fucking jam in grades 9 and 10. So it kind of made me have that same feeling where I was like, ooh, I love this. Like this is some fucking deep shit. It's fun. It's fun and it's deep, but it's light. You know what I mean? It felt like a really good balance. What I think is really cool is a far more personal album than a lot of his other work.
Yep. Well, especially coming off of Cherry Bomb, I think that's a big shift. That album didn't do well. I mean, for him and by his standards, he was disappointed in the work he put on that album. So he shifted his sound on this one. And it's, this is the big moment that progresses to where Tyler is today. He's grown and grown and grown and grown. He's got away from that, where he started in his career being kind of a shock rapper, shocking lyrics, dark themes, and he kind of moves, to more personal content, like you were saying, on this album. And it shines through. I mean, I think this is one of his best albums. I mean, his past 3 are probably his best work so far. So
yeah, and I would also say like it's funny because like his early stuff was so shocking. Like it kind of felt more. Because he was doing that horrorcore thing, it felt more like ICP than it felt like Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, and just dropping like slurs all the time.
Oh my god!
Yeah, like he was going for shock value.
He was going for shock for sure. And people have said that this was his least vulgar album, and it is. Like it totally is. You can. He's going for actual work in his lyrics.
One thing I laughed at, you put in the notes, you're like, yeah, it's his least vulgar album, but I can't rap half the songs.
Yeah, I can't
sing along.
I cannot sing along. I noticed last night at my job as a door guy, I was like, there's a lot of hip hop that plays at the tea house, and I was like, I'd be rapping and I'd be like, da 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 da, like I'm just like, I gotta stop. People are gonna think that I'm actually saying the word. I can't say it.
You gotta do what they do on TikTok, where they do a little, like, they put their finger in front of their mouth when the N-word comes on. They're like, when they're doing their dance and they're lip syncing the lyrics. It's so funny. It's like some white girl in like the suburbs. She's doing her little dance to like Playboy Cardi, and the N-word comes on. She's like. Makes me laugh every time.
That's so fucking funny. Yeah, no, there's a lot of the lyrics on this that I could not sing. But that being said, he does it very well. Okay, so he said that Max Martin, Pharrell Williams, and Justin Timberlake were musical inspirations for this album.
I think the Pharrell inspiration comes through hard on the beats from like Pharrell's Nerd era and stuff like that. Like all comes really hard. The inspiration, you can really see it in the music.
And you can definitely see the Justin Timberlake, like early JT. You can see that in some of the songs, like the dancier songs.
Yeah,
you can definitely feel that vibe coming.
Well,
through.
even just like some of the melodies on the hooks and stuff like that is pretty new on this album. Was pretty new for Tyler. Like the hooks are a lot of what makes the album, and some of them with the guest features, they sing the hooks most times, and they really shine through with that jazzy sort of, he gets the better singers to come in and sing these hooks, and they're super catchy. They get stuck in your head. Like how many, you were listening to it all week. Like I was listening to it too, prepping for the podcast, and I'm familiar with the album, but there's so many earworms that
Can
just
I get a kiss?
Can I?
And can you make it last forever?
Uh-huh. I'm about to go to war. Are you?
And I just want to say it again.
We might be going to war too. We'll see how this Russia thing plays out. No. Anyways, there's a lot of earworms that get caught in your ear. Like, who that boy?
Who that boy? Yeah. No, honestly, like there's a lot in this album that was like super fucking catchy, and it was funny because when I was listening to it for the first time, I was like, I actively sat down and just listened to it. And which is what you have to do when you're doing a podcast about albums. Yeah. But I thought that it was interesting because it didn't feel like I was forcing myself to. And sometimes with albums, it doesn't feel like an album. It feels like a combination of singles. Yeah. This is a cohesive album. He actually put a lot of work into making this really run smooth all the way through.
He recorded it like 2 years. Right, he started in 2015, and the album dropped July 21st, 2017. Yeah. So he put a good amount of work into making this album and fleshing out the ideas and the sounds.
It's also funny because so many songs on this were rejected by other artists.
I know I saw you had that written down.
Okay, so I'm gonna give the rundown here of what was all rejected. So the beat for "I Ain't Got Time." That was originally made for Kanye for The Life of Pablo.
Yeah, I was going to say, and he turned that one down.
He turned it down.
I can't imagine what Kanye would do on that.
Oh, he would have been so weird. It would have been very weird. Donda.
He wasn't as weird back then. I mean, he's this week especially. He's having a bit of a moment on Instagram. I mean, Kanye has a moment like once a month, but this one is pretty bad this month.
Yeah, this one took the place of Skeet. This one took the place of...
He was dropping screenshots of him and P. Diddy's texts and fucking doing a lot of cringy stuff in the White Lives Matter stuff at his Yeezy show. Kanye's having a bit of a moment, and not a good one.
No,
not a good one.
I feel bad for the man. I can't wait until he comes on our podcast.
Yeah, you know what was also not a good moment? Turning down this
track.
Beat. Yeah,
and then he wasn't even the only person to do it because then Nicki Minaj had it for a month and then turned it down.
Weak.
Very weak move. Glitter was originally written for Justin Bieber.
J. Biebs.
And he did not get it because he would not return Tyler, the Creator's calls.
I wish I had that sort of power.
I know, right?
I wish I had that sort of like social status. I could ghost Tyler, the Creator. I wish.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I would not ghost him at this point.
No, I probably wouldn't either.
I would be like, I want to grab onto this coattail.
I'd probably spend 2 hours trying to figure out what to text back. I'd be like, oh my god.
Dude, I've done that. And I hate it.
It's like when I send important emails at work. I gotta like send it to my boss before I send it out, and he's like, double checking everything. He's like, oh, make sure you say this a little differently. I'd probably do that too with the text message to Tyler, the Creator.
I've literally done that with because I have Jim Jeffries' number, and if I text him, it takes a long time to form that text.
Think it through, yeah.
I'm like, oh, how do I do this? And it's not like people are people. I think nobody's really fucking weird, but we put people on a fucking. It's like when you start talking to a hot girl
on Tinder, dude. Yeah, you spend like an hour trying to think of the most clever thing to say. Yeah, dude.
And then on their end, they're not thinking about you.
No, they don't give a fuck. They read the message and they're like, huh.
Yeah, famous people are like hot girls. That's the message here.
Most famous people are hot girls.
Most famous people are hot girls.
Nice.
Or hot guys. Or ugly guys that are funny like us. Hey.
We're not famous yet.
No. Yet. But shout out to our fans in Belgium. We actually have some listeners in Belgium.
Nice.
Okay, so other tracks. See You Again was originally written for Zayn Malik, but was later was later kept after Zayn rejected it twice.
Which I feel like he hasn't really put out a lot of quality material, so I don't know if he's the type of guy to be turning down like quality songs. But
yeah, that's a really good song too.
I mean, that one song he had though was pretty bang. Pillow Talk, my enemy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is a good song.
Yeah, that one definitely. I remember singing that in a comedy car road trip one time.
Nice.
Everyone else hated that I was singing it.
I would hate that too.
I committed to it.
Yeah.
And then Who Dat Boy was rejected by Schoolboy Q.
Nice, interesting. I love that song too.
I didn't even know who Schoolboy Q was until I found out he rejected that song.
He had that one big track. I forget the name of it. Ages ago. We used to listen to it in the dressing room before hockey games when I was like 13.
Fuck. What the fuck? I blanked there. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
Leave it in.
Okay, so flowers are a consistent theme on this album.
Yep.
A lot of references to flowers, different types of flowers, which I thought was really cool, like chrysanthemums.
You gotta name some flowers. Go on. How many flowers can you name?
How many flowers? Okay. Petunias.
Lilies.
Daisies.
Dandelions.
Roses.
I don't know many
Carnations.
Keep going. I'll let you
Sunflowers.
Yeah. Nice. I don't know.
Petunias.
Petunias. Arm.
Gladiolas.
Oh, he's saying poppies, right? Yeah.
Oh.
Sam said the Jackman was just
Shooting up.
Yeah, shooting up. He was doing a charades of shooting up heroin. He was slapping his arm and then injecting a needle. He's actually very accurate. I got it pretty quickly. First I said arm, and then I went, oh no, he's doing more. He's doing more.
You know, the arm plant.
The arm plant.
The arm plants. Can you imagine if there was like a Venus flytrap type thing that just grew arms and just slapped the shit out of everything that walked by?
What we know now is you know more states than you do flowers.
That's
I don't
true.
know any flowers at all.
I can't wait until we get to a point where it comes into other geography, because apparently I know a lot about geography and
I'm good
nothing
with
else.
capitals, but I'll leave that for another day.
Yeah, we'll leave that for when we review some Ted Nugent.
Okay. Why Ted Nugent?
I don't know. I thought, you know, he's a state guy.
Okay, yeah. Alright. Ted Nugent it is.
Okay, so regarded as his least popular album, we talked about that. A lot of self-reflection and nostalgia in the lyrics. Feels very heavy and emotionally weighted without being too on the nose.
Yep.
Like it like we were talking earlier about the, like, you know, a lot of songs you can dance to.
Yeah.
You can feel really good while, you know, listening to it. Cool fucking side note about the album art. Eric White designed the album cover, and Billboard named it one of the top album covers of 2017.
It's really nice. I mean, I know the camera can see it, but just looking at it, great colors.
Great colors. It's been named Surreal.
I like the little Lambo in the bottom of the driving down the dirt road. Yeah, with the suicide doors.
This is my life, homie. You decide yours.
It's on the inside. Oh, nice. I've never seen the vinyl before.
There's actually, the inside is very interesting because I just read that today.
You want me to read what it says?
Yeah, read what it says.
An amazing photographer, and I took some sick photos.
Actually, can you stop? Can you read it as if it's a children's storybook?
Putting me on the spot here. Like George Bush around 9/11. Here we go. An amazing photographer.
President.
An amazing photographer, and I took some sick photos for this album that were supposed to go here. But her agents are what the fuck ever. I can't read this right now.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, let you read it.
Okay.
I can't read right now, apparently.
I'll do it in a George Bush as well. Flower Boy by Tyler the Creator. An amazing photographer and I took some sick photos for this album that were supposed to go here. But her agents, or what the fuck ever, said that it couldn't happen. So I relied on cell phone pics. Love you. Asterisk, 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 comma. Next time, =, bracket. Album photos here. Album photos here. Thank you.
See, reading that the first time. I thought I was dyslexic. It just turns out it's really, really hard to read. I thought I was dyslexic reading that, but I guess not.
How was my George Bush?
Terrible. But it's okay. You and your impressions are not great.
You know what? I can do some really well. Others not good at all.
So we've learned New Jersey's no good. Your Boston is horrendous. And your
my Boston is fine. I got a wicked fucking Boston accent.
Let's talk some of the features on this album.
Yeah, a lot of features on this album. We got, right off the top, Frank Ocean, who, I mean, I love Frank Ocean.
I'm a big fan, too.
Big fucking fan. You got Lil Wayne, you got A$AP Rocky, you got Jasper Dolphin of Odd Future and Jackass, which is really cool that he's in Jackass.
Yeah.
And his dad is in Jackass. And then Jaden Smith, another feature on this.
Rex Orange County, Steve Lacy. Steve Lacy's having a huge moment this year. He dropped a new album, and he's got a song on the radio right now, Bad Habit. And I forget the name of his album. I think I wrote it down, Gemini something.
Yes, Gemini Rights.
Yeah, so he's having a big moment this year. He's from the internet. Not the platform,
just like
but the band. He was thinking he's not from the World Wide Web, but he's from the band culture. He's a guitar player, and he's all over this album. And like I said, he's having a huge moment this year. If you get a chance to listen to him, I fully recommend it. See You Girl is a track from 2015. Awesome song. I used to listen to that on repeat quite a bit in my last year of high school. I recommend it wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly.
I will say this. My one funny thing about this album is Lil Wayne's, like, I just find Lil Wayne hilarious every time. But he has a line where he's like, some drop science, I'm dropping English. And it's funny because it's just the way that he says it made me laugh so hard the first time I heard it.
Yeah, he's got some great bars. I watched a video, actually, Lil Wayne today, where someone was reading him his lyrics, and he didn't realize he wrote it. And then he was like, oh shit, that's fire. It was his own lyrics, yeah. He was like reacting to his own lyrics. He's like, I wrote that? He's like, safe sex is the best sex. So you don't get that late text on late text. Something like that. He's like, oh shit, I wrote that? Damn. He's like he forgot that he wrote that bar, yeah.
But like, actually though, how many artists do you think remember every
that's true.
song they wrote?
Lil Wayne's got a lot of
He's got a
songs.
fucking lot.
Yeah.
Because he's also written a fuck ton for other artists.
He's got tons of features. He's got tons of his own personal albums. So Lil Wayne's got a lot of music. It's tough to remember them all.
Lil Wayne.
Lil
Weezy.
Lil Weezy.
All right, let's talk about Tyler, the Creator.
Also, your Lil Wayne impression is not good either. We're learning everything today. You sound like an old Jewish woman that's been smoking darts for 40 years, a pack a day for 40 years.
I got the hot scoop for you.
Yeah, you're like a receptionist in a movie. Yeah, like
I like the lady movie from Monsters Inc.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sullivan.
Michael Sullivan. I think his name is Mike Wazowski and then Sully, but close enough.
Mike Wazowski. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. All right, so let's learn about Tyler, the Creator. He was born March 6th, 1991 in Hawthorne, California. He's got a Nigerian father with Igbo ancestry, which is a ethnic group in Nigeria, and an American mother of mixed African-American and European-Canadian descent. So he's a little Canadian.
Nice.
He's a little Canadian, which is cool.
Yeah, I think that's the second half of his career. The real good parts, that's all his Canadian side.
That's the Canadian side coming out. Yeah. He's never met his father. At age 14, he taught himself how to play the piano, which is pretty impressive. And then he attended 12 different schools in his 12 years of his education.
Damn.
He was kicked out of the drama class in grade 8 for being too hyper.
Wow.
And he was not allowed to join the band because he couldn't read sheet music. But how many of those people in that band are Grammy winners now?
That's true. Also, I was allowed to join the band and I could not read music. We talked about me being in a band, in the school band in my first episode. One time we
You played the xylophone.
I know, they did a test. He tested, like, he'd give you notes to play. And this is embarrassing, but on the xylophone, it tells you, like, what note is each thing, and he was telling me to play it, and I couldn't fucking do it in front of the entire class, like 60 kids. He's like, all right, play a C or whatever, and I was like,
oh, that's so fucking hard.
Yeah. I tried to get out of class before it happened. I was like, I gotta go take a piss, and I was just gonna bail, but he made me stay, and I got thoroughly embarrassed. My asshole's still clenching up thinking about it.
I hate those memories that sink in so deep.
Well, it was like 60 people all staring at me.
Oh!
Yeah. To be fair, I was not pulling my weight. I could give less of a fuck about band, but still.
Yeah, I feel like since you were relegated to the timpani
And the xylophone.
Okay, so after high school, he worked at FedEx for 2 weeks, and then at Starbucks for 2 years.
Yeah.
Which is pretty dope.
He was stealing Danishes. If you watch I think he's on Jimmy Kimmel or something, he talks about getting fired for stealing Danishes.
Who didn't steal if you worked at, like, a restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly. Like,
you gotta sneak a drink every once in a while.
You gotta sneak a drink, you gotta sneak a fucking food. Like, you're not getting paid enough.
You're not a thief for doing that.
No, especially from Starbucks. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, fuck the corporations.
I just bought everybody Starbucks. It was like $18 for 3 fucking coffees.
It was delicious.
Yeah, it was good though, but very pricey.
I stole a lot when I worked at Starbucks.
Sam has just admitted to a crime.
Yep.
Good thing he's not on the mic.
Yeah, he committed a felony.
The amount I stole, probably.
We're gonna report him after this episode.
We're gonna report him though to the Alberta Workers Union.
So if you guys we're looking for a new sound guy, you can send your resumes to misfitonvinylpod@gmail.com,
which is actually our Gmail.
But no one's gonna answer the email because Sam's gonna be in jail. So
Sam's gotta vet the new replacement.
Yeah, he's gonna trade him.
He's gonna fucking trade him,
and then he goes to jail.
Okay, that's great. I'll get you a lawyer, Sam. Don't worry.
It's in the budget.
It's in the budget. Not that anything else is in the budget. No. We're still when we refer to the studio, we're referring to my studio apartment. So, okay, so he co-founded the alternative hip hop collective Odd Future in 2007. And then December 25th, 2009, self-released his first solo mixtape, Bastard. It ranked number 32 on Pitchfork's list of albums of 2010. It's pretty dope. But then February 11th, 2011, he released the music video for Yonkers. And that really fucking took him off.
Yeah, that shot him right into fame. I mean, most people have seen the video. I mean, it's been like 10 plus years. Mm-hmm. But I guess the image is pretty jaunting when you watch it. Like we talked about earlier, there's a cockroach crawling all over him, and it goes in his mouth, and he's,
he fucking hangs himself at the end.
Yeah,
that was a really disturbing part of it.
Yeah. So it shot him up to fame. Maybe not for all the right reasons, but it certainly got him an audience, and got him people. People listening to his music and exploring Tyler the Creator.
And right after that, after he got that fame, Loiter Squad got their own TV show. Yeah. The Odd Future got their own TV show, Loiter Squad, which was on Adult Swim. It ran for 3 seasons. And then they toured North America and Europe in March and April of 2013. So they really just used that momentum and kept going. His other TV show, Nuts and Bolts, premiered on Viceland, and it focused on stuff that he thought was interesting. Or that he was passionate about. So it could be literally anything. It could have been cooking, like whatever he wanted to focus on that week. That was what he did.
Nice. I've never watched that show. I did watch Loiter Squad, and one thing is, I guess, important when you talk about Tyler the Creator is also the appeal of his personality, and his fashion. I mean, a lot of people love the golf clothing brand and his personality, his I don't give a fuck attitude. And he's funny, he's outgoing, he's, willing to, cross boundaries or do things in the, sense of making people laugh.
He has absolutely no fear when it comes to that.
No. So that's also one of the appeals. Not only musically is I'd say he's pretty fearless, but also personality-wise, and as a human being, he's pretty fearless. So.
Yeah, and I remember the first time that I saw him on TV, he was on Ridiculousness. And that was
great TV show.
TV show. But he was actually funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is great. That was when the first time I saw Mac Miller also in a conversational setting. So he is considered like alternative hip hop, bedroom pop, jazz rap, neo soul, but when he started out, like we mentioned, very horrorcore. He's transitioned throughout his career, which has been really cool to see. Because I think that he's done it in a way that has actually been organic. I think a lot of artists will like do it way too jarringly, and he did it smoothly. Like this album, like we were talking about before, is kind of that transition period.
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, we've talked about it quite a bit, but this is the big turning point for his music, where he also gets more critical acclaim and starts getting some recognition from like from the Grammys and from other big music magazines and stuff like that. He was nominated for Album of the Year with this album. He lost to Damn, I believe.
Yep.
But he started getting that recognition, which he won. He won a Grammy.
I bet that when that happened, he went, "Damn."
Probably, or probably not. Because I don't think he cares that much.
I don't think he cares at all.
No, but he did start to get more formal recognition with this release than previous releases.
Yeah, and I think that because it was like, we might as well just move on to reception because we're kind of in it now.
Yeah.
Like it debuted at number 2 on the Billboard charts, which is crazy. It sold 100,000 sales, or it was 100,000 sales in its first week. Certified platinum in the U.S. It's been certified like gold and platinum and all that in other places too. As we found out, the fucking rating system is different everywhere. Yeah. I'm just gonna say this. When I say platinum, I mean in the U.S. because that's 1 million sales. Platinum in Denmark means 30,000. So
you've done your research now.
I've done my research now, and it stayed in the top 200 in both 2017 and 2018.
Nice.
It's honestly, like we've mentioned, nominated for a Grammy, lost to Damn, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because that was a really good year for a rap album. Like there was a lot because it was Damn, it was that. What else was that year?
I'm trying to think. I was actually looking at it yesterday. Sam's gonna look in. One thing we can touch on after this too. I'll wait to talk about it, but it was a big theme on the album we got to talk about. But he lost to Damn, but there was a couple other big releases which we're trying to pinpoint right now.
Man, that's your poop face.
It is. We're gonna fill the next 30 seconds while Sam Googles.
We'll fill it. Oh wait, you know what we could fill it with? I'll tell you my raccoon sounds.
No, we've already done that.
I know what raccoons sound like now.
That's been enough fillers. Sam the Tech Man, Sam the Tech Man, Sam the Tech Man. If he can't find it, no one can. Give us the answer,
Sam the Tech Man. He's got it up on his phone. 2017 Grammys, best rap album. Actually, it'd be 2018. It'd be 2018. I think it was 2017. Nominated for 2018 Grammy for best rap album. So it'd be 2018 Grammy rap album.
So fucking hard.
I don't know.
We will doing some editing here.
I don't think that this is getting cut. This is fucking great.
I'm gonna.
It's just the Grammys are so with Oscars and shit. You just like Google the year and the category, and it gives you everything, but it doesn't do that.
Yeah, you know why? Because the Grammys change their categories
Grammys suck ass.
every like 2 years. Because like there used
it was
to be
2018 best rap album. You were right.
Yeah. You know how I know that? Wikipedia. Wikipedia.
Nipsey Hussle, Cardi B, Mac Miller Swimming.
Nice. I got it now too. Jay-Z 444.
No, Mac Miller Swimming was.
Nah, it's
20.
It's.
For 2018.
I got it here right now. So let's go back in and ready.
Okay, we got this.
All right, so the nominees that year for Rap Album of the Year were Jay-Z, 444, famous song Story of OJ, Migos, Culture, Bad and Bougie. You had Rhapsody, Lila Wisdom, Tyler the Creator, Flower Boy, and then the winner, of course, Damn, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, you know what? I personally feel came down to this album and Damn.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I would say out of those, Damn is great.
Yeah, Damn is a great album.
Bitch, be humble. Sit down.
I would say, I don't know. Personally, I lean more towards Flower Boy or Jay-Z 4444, but that's just my personal opinion.
I would lean more towards Flower Boy. I would say in terms of holding up.
Yeah, I think Damn might be one of Kendrick's worst albums.
I feel like they should do the Grammy like 3 years after it's released.
Yeah, well, I feel like...
See how it holds up 3 years later.
I feel like the Damn win was because Good Kid, Mad City lost to Macklemore. I feel like that's probably why they gave...
I mean, T-Pac also won.
I mean, yeah, I know To Pimp a Butterfly won, but I feel like Damn was not Kendrick's best work. So, personal opinion.
No, that's fair.
Don't murder me or dox me. Just how I feel about it.
No, it's okay. Just nobody pray for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so... now let's talk about, we talked about track list and notable albums. We both love November, and your other favorite
is I Ain't Got Time.
Yep.
And I sent the video to the boys yesterday in the group chat. I have this, I guess I think it's pretty funny, but me and my brother were killing a centipede, and my brother was playing I Ain't Got Time, and at the end, I like whacked the centipede a couple times, and its
Dude, it
head
took you
keeps
guys
going.
a long time to kill that
well,
thing.
It fell on me.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. But Ain't Got Time's one of my favorite, and one thing, like I said before, we really should talk about is Tyler's discussion of his sexuality on this album. That's probably one of the main overarching themes. I don't know if we wrote anything in and about it, but he talks about it quite a bit. And, you know, it's still kind of muddy what Tyler, the Creator's sexuality is, I guess. But we know that he's either gay or bisexual, whatever it may be. But he openly discusses it on the album quite a bit.
I think he's bisexual.
Yeah?
I think he's bisexual.
Nice.
I know that I'm speculating, and I'm not trying to assume like his sexuality, but I think that he's bisexual.
Yeah.
I think that it's harder though for people to say that they are bisexual because both the straight and gay community kind of don't take bi people, especially bi men, seriously.
Yeah. So he talks in. A lot of it's coming to terms with sexual, but also talking openly about it. And it's one of the, I guess, the main theme of the album. He mentions it quite a few times. I like that he shouted out River Phoenix too. Passenger white boy, I look like River Phoenix first. Happy birthday! I like that
Been
line.
kissing white boys since 2004.
This is 2014, I think. Well,
no, he said 2004.
Did he say 2004?
He said 04.
Oh, he did say 04.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I was in grade 4 then.
Nice. You were kissing white boys back then too.
I was.
Yeah,
Actually, I was kissing white girls at that point.
Nice. But I like that Tyler is so open about, you know, his figuring out what it is, especially because of his past where he was controversial for using, you know, gay slurs. And that was kind of the one big knock on him. That's why, you know, my fun fact is, you know, he was banned in the UK and New Zealand for not only for saying gay slurs, but also people think he incited violence. So he was banned for the UK for 4 years, never did a concert in the UK for 4 years. I don't know if he's been back to New Zealand. I know Australia had a little bit of like an unofficial ban. But
Which is weird because Australians are kind of homophobic.
I know, but he had so like Tyler, like he kind of shifted his image on this album, and he was more probably open with himself and open with his audience about who he was. So I think it's one of the most important parts of the album. Also important at the time in hip-hop music. I mean, Frank Ocean was also having a moment at that time. He's a gay man. So hip-hop's views on homosexuality, even now you have Lil Nas X. Yeah. And you have...
You know what? I fucking love Lil Nas X. I actually really, really, A, dig his music, but B, I love when he pisses off, like, really hyper-religious people.
So I think it was the start of a shift in the culture where, you know, hip-hop previously, not that I'm an expert or anything, but I feel like there was a bit of a homophobic or like sort of, you know, mentality there in lyrics and things like that, people trying to prove a point.
It's true. There was a hyper-masculinity about hip-hop. And you hear it with, like, all the old, like, NWA stuff. And honestly, it was kind of weird because I can't think off the top of my head any homophobic stuff from Biggie or Tupac.
No.
But Eminem for sure. Like every song he would be like, and this and this and you're just like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, it's a shift in the culture, which I think, you know, I wouldn't say it completely started with Tyler, but Tyler certainly had a big big influence on it. Like I said, Frank Ocean as well, to where we are today with your Lil Nas X's and other artists like that. So I think that's a really important thing to talk about when it comes to this album. It comes to Flower Boy.
Yeah, I would totally agree.
Which I think also plays a little bit into the title too. Scumfuck, Flower Boy. I think it's kind of the two parts of Tyler. I think that really represents the two sides of him. You know, he's got his nice, sweet, sensitive side, and then he's got this side that's loud and says what he wants. Can be, you know, some people consider it obnoxious, whatever it may be. I think it's the dual sides of Tyler in the title, and you get a little bit of that on the album too, and on the tracks. Like, you know, you got gritty tracks like Who Dat Boy and I Ain't Got Time, and then you got See You Again in November, and all these songs that are a little bit soft, slower. So I think he really is coming to terms with who he is a little bit on the album.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. I wanna jump ahead here.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about 2017. It's a fun fact that I learned about 2017. So the Eurovision Song Contest takes place in Kiev, Ukraine. And it was won by a Portuguese entrant, Salvador Sobral, for his song Amar Pelos Dos. And I listened to it.
Nice, how was it?
It was fucking great.
Yeah?
It's fucking really good. I'm gonna say that's my rec for people. Check that song out.
Nice.
It's very fucking nice.
You gave a recommendation, I give a recommendation today.
Yeah.
Very wholesome.
Very wholesome.
Are we
today.
wholesome today?
We're a very wholesome fucking crew.
Look at us being serious.
And then there's Sam sitting cross-legged on the floor, also being wholesome.
Yeah, it's very wholesome. There's a nice feeling in the room today. There's incense burning.
Yeah, that's to cover up the smell of my bunny's pee.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so we got to get to the review of the album.
Yeah, we're getting to the end of the time here.
We're getting to the end of the time.
Okay.
My one fun fact I was gonna say: Jaden Smith and Sam the Tech Man share the exact same birthday.
Do they really? That's a nice fun fact.
Yeah.
And also, Jaden Smith is good on that song.
Yeah.
Well, usually I'm not a big Jaden Smith fan, but he's also got a good feature on this album.
Jaden Smith can drop bars.
He can. It just depends. I mean, I have a strong hate for Will Smith now, so like most people.
Yeah, you know what? I don't necessarily hate Will Smith. I just think that I hate Jada a lot.
I think they're both insufferable.
I think that they're both insufferable, but I feel like he's been emotionally and mentally manipulated for so long that he's at a snapping point.
They're both Hollywood hypocrites.
Yeah,
they're both
Hollywood hypocrites. Sam said it best. And I think, I mean, the one knock on Jaden, right, is he's, you know, grown up rich and had, you know, he doesn't really, you know, I wouldn't say he's grown up in high fashion rather than coming up from the bottom.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be, but that, you could knock anybody for that. That's, you know, was famous.
And I do. I love knocking people for that. Because, like, I personally think, like, there's those of us who grow up in, like shitholes.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, like, middle class, but then there's, like, fucking, like, rich kids.
Mm-hmm.
They're never, like, normal.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, they're never normal. They never grow into adults that are functioning properly. There's always something fucking missing.
I could get that too. Yeah, I understand that. And Jaden, one thing I guess I like him when he's with Tyler and ASAP. Like he's in the music video for Potato Salad. It's also a little cameo. I don't know if you ever listened to Potato Salad. It's a great track. Another recommendation for me. They just dance in front of the Eiffel Tower, and Jaden Smith is sitting in like a nice classic car. Anyways, let's get to the review.
Okay.
Let's finish up today. Let's wrap this bad boy up. I'm laying down on the couch now. I'm getting cozy.
All right. That's good because it's a wholesome episode. All right. So, we review it on technical element, musical element, lyrics, reception, album art, and does it hold up. We give it a score out of 10. Okay, first off, technical element. I would honestly rate this probably like an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, the beats are consistent. They're all fucking good.
Very consistent.
I'll go an 8 on it.
8?
I can't differ too much from you because I really love this album. So
Yeah. So we'll say 8.25 right now.
8.25.
All right, musical element.
I'd say it's pretty good as well. I mean, I'll give it an 8. I'll stick with an 8.
8?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go 8.5 as well so that we're still at 8.25.
8.25.
All right, lyrics. I would say, honestly, probably 7.5.
Okay, yeah, I'm kind of in the same wheelhouse. I might go a little bit lower. I might go 7. Just because, I mean, some of them are, obviously, there's some of the songs that he hits a little bit harder. But he also just raps about random shit sometimes, too.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a 7.
7.75 is what we're at right now. Reception. It was received very well. Not as well as the other albums, though, that we have reviewed so far.
Yeah.
So we have to factor that into account. So I would say 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on
Yeah.
that.
So now we're down to a 7.25.
Yeah.
For the album. Album art, I'm giving it a 9.
Giving it a 9. I'll give it. I like it a lot, but compared to some of the other ones that we were giving in that same wheelhouse, are much more iconic, at least now in time. So I'm going to go much lower. I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay, so we're at like 7.5 right now. Does it hold up?
Absolutely.
I would say yes. So, okay, going on this metric, 7.5 out of 10.
7.5 out of 10. I don't know how you're doing this math in your head.
I'm doing it really quickly. The one thing that I'm good at is simple addition.
Nice.
Really
I
quickly.
love that about you. Bro.
Yeah, I can average things out really quickly. All right, well, that's the end of the podcast.
That's it. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all.
That's all. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Misfits on Vinyl, hosted by Spencer Streichert and me, Aaron Walsh, and of course produced by Sam the Tech Man, Sam Lindsay. If you like us, please rate us, subscribe to us, share us. Our socials are Misfits on Vinyl Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. If you want to send us an email with any suggestions or criticisms, we love that shit, so send it away. It's misfitsonvinyl@gmail.com. We love you guys. Thank you.